Keep investing, lead with your heart, and I can't wait to watch the legacy continue, because remember this, it's a blessing and not a burden to carry on this NFL legacy.
That was Andrew Whitworth as he won the NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year for his extraordinary citizenship. Days later, he beat his old team to win the Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams in Los Angeles. Andrew Whitworth, welcome to The Issue Is for the very first time, and congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much, Alex. It's awesome to be here. I look forward to it.
You have been on this extraordinary nonstop ride for the past few weeks. Has it actually sunk in yet that you are the champ?
You know, it really hasn't yet. I think that you go through your day, and now things have kind of gotten a little bit more normal. You know, you drop the kids off at school, you go get a cup of coffee, just to see how many people are so excited and grateful and happy that this moment happened for our city and our area. It's really special and just a great reminder, man, of how awesome sports can be for a community.
All right, well, we just showed a little bit of this, but we're going to show it again. You were mic'd up during the big game. The NFL Films released the video. I was especially drawn to what you told your teammates. Let's listen into that.
You're a world champ, bro.
I love you, man. I'm so proud of you, bro.
Oh, my God, dude. I love you so much, man. We have to look at it. Take it in, man. Take it in. World champ, world champ.
You know, men don't always tell each other, I love you. But in that moment, why was that so important for you to say?
I think it's really important that obviously there's success in sports that you have, and you're really excited in the moment, but also to remind guys that I think that some of the most special teams I've been on is the connection that's been there, the care you have for each other, and the want you want for each guy to be successful in his own right. And I think that one of the most special things about this team is that love and that appreciation for one another. And I think that in my age, I realize how much these opportunities are rare, and some of these guys I got to play with are so rare. And pouring into them all year long, I think one of the first things you want to make sure they know all the time to me is that you love them, you care for them, and not just from a football standpoint, but in life in general. So I'll never miss an opportunity to make sure everybody knows that I care about them.
You know, we saw a lot of that love during the parade. I was actually out there anchoring, so I had to be sober. You seemed especially composed. Everybody else seemed to be really enjoying their beer and liquor. What was that day like, and was there a party that kind of felt like their dad?
Yeah, at times, definitely I can. You know, I think that I'm the elder statesman, so sometimes I got to keep it together a little more than others, but I still had a little fun. But, you know, it's one of those days that you're just, man, looking around the city, seeing all the fans that are out there, all the appreciation and support. I thought it was unbelievable to have that moment. I can think of not just the players, but the staff and the people that support us on a daily basis, to the training room, the equipment room, media, everything. For those people to get to be a part of that day too and be on those buses and get to feel some of that appreciation, I thought it was awesome for all of us. And what a memory to create in this city is us getting to go around and do that. It was just a special day for everyone.
You talked about the fact that at 35 years old, people were telling you were done, and then at 40, you won. How did you overcome that at 35?
Well, I think to me, it's really as I've gotten in my 30s in the NFL, I mean, you know, it's a challenge physically to play the game already. But once you get up in age, really just with the body, the injuries, all of them taking their toll, it becomes a whole new level of a challenge mentally, physically, reinventing yourself, finding ways to continue to be successful. And I always looked at it as an inspiration to other people my age that were in their 30s or in their 40s that, you know, are questioning whether they're capable of doing something. It doesn't have to be physical, be mental, any job or area of work they're in. You know, just that, you know what, I'm going to keep persevering and keep showing people that we're capable of doing things, even if people say we can't. And so that was part of my inspiration on a daily basis is other people in this world, whatever occupation they're in, hopefully I'm an inspiration for them. They can achieve anything they want to. Just don't give up and keep moving forward.
You're certainly an inspiration for me and for so many other people. And you have been such an inspiration that you've been absolutely everywhere since the win. You were on Ellen throwing footballs for charity. Has there been one moment that was like the most surreal moment you've experienced in the last few weeks?
I think really just the opportunity, like I said, of going around town and realizing how much this meant to people. I've been to lunch and somebody grabs a meal, and picks up your ticket or comes over and tells you how long their family has been, fans of the Rams and how much it means to them, to, dropping my kids off at school and then getting to go do a little parade for them at their school. Just how much it's meant to this community. I mean, sports is a lot like life. There's a lot of adversity. There's a lot of things you face on a daily basis to have success, and all have to come together to have this great moment and achieve. And, lives and communities work the same way. And I think just getting to see the love and appreciation in our community and the smiles on our faces just warms me up and just makes you realize how cool it is to achieve and how cool it is to have this moment with this city of LA.
And Stafford's got some competition with that southpaw. That's looking pretty good there.
Yeah. Always wanted to be a pitcher, the big, tall lefty, but unfortunately I got stuck playing O-line. I think it's worked out okay.
Yeah. Randy Johnson with some extra muscle. The fun is continuing this weekend. You're the grand marshal for the NASCAR race in Fontana, which is airing on Fox. I know you guys, your wife especially, big NASCAR fan, right? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, she's always been a NASCAR fan. When I first met her, I'd never seen a NASCAR race in my life. And actually, one of our first kind of dates, sitting around in her apartment, we sat on the couch and just kind of had a cup of coffee, and she made me watch NASCAR. And I didn't know anything about it at the time, but it's been fun to kind of pay attention to it some through her and how much she loved it. And so it'll be a really special, cool moment to get to go do that. For us, I think just to be a part of something like that and to watch, everything that goes into their sport, I think you have an appreciation for each individual that has to go through professional sports and all the things that are required. It'll be fun to get to see all the inner workings of that and be a part of a big day in California in a raceway.
We are talking with Andrew Whitworth of the Rams. In addition to winning the Super Bowl, you won the Walter Payton Man of the Year for your work in the community. The Rams put out a video showing how proud your teammates are of you. Let's take a look at that.
Andrew, congratulations on winning the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. That is the biggest honor that our sport can really bestow on any player.
You're just such an example to those of us that get to be around you every single day.
Your heart for people has just been so inspiring to me.
Which is pretty cool. Can you talk to us about the work of the Big Wit 77 Foundation and how the rest of our state can help you?
Yeah, it's been really a combination of a lot of people that have been a part of this. I mean, Molly Higgins with the Rams has done a tremendous job of helping me find ways in the community to make a difference. I mean, I've got a lot of teammates that have been a part of things. My wife and I to us, it's one of the most important things we can do is contribute to our community, be a part of meeting people where they are. And so it's been so special to me, all the things that I've accomplished on the football field and in sports. I don't think anything compares to what really those opportunities have been like off the football field, to be a part of people having their first home or Make-A-Wish events or the opportunity to be there for people, just to provide a smile, a hug, a voice, even just your heart to people to listen and say, hey, man, where can I meet you where you are and help you in any way I can? I mean, some of these opportunities I've had in the Los Angeles community is in things I'll never forget in my whole life, and some of the things that I think inspire my wife and I to be better parents, to be better leaders, and to do more in our community from this day forward.
What do you think is the most important lesson you've learned from people in the community that you've helped, that you've worked with?
I think to all of us, really, it's that all of us know what we know and have experienced what we have. And sometimes, more people have had greater opportunities than you, or maybe they've had worse. But just find ways to meet people exactly where they are in life and what they've experienced and how you can help them get to their next step. I think the greatest thing that we can do in life is to inspire each other to just keep moving forward and take that next step. And to me, I see community service like finding people where they are. What is it that they need? Not something that I want to do or a program that I want to create, but what can I do to find people who need, help or a hand or maybe an ear just to listen to, and maybe they just have the opportunity of an idea that they want to make happen that's going to make a difference. And how can I help them take that step and be inspired to keep moving forward together? To me, that's been the greatest thing I've learned and the greatest opportunity as I've had the platform the NFL's given me to be a part of it.
And a big part of what you do is a lot of public speaking as well, and a lot of speaking to kids. You were out at your son's school this week to help inspire them, and we actually spoke to your son. Here's what he said.
it's just how far my dad has gotten, how long he has tried, and he's just kept going.
You've got to be so proud of him. What is your main message to your own kid and the next generation when it comes to leadership and the community?
You know, I think you talk about leadership, and I think I always say this to young kids. I think sometimes we can confuse that with being somebody that's commanding people or dictating people. And really leadership's about being inspirational, that people want to walk in a room with you. They want to live life with you. You're the person they choose to follow. You're the person they choose to walk in a room with and say, I want to be right where I'm at because this is the person I trust to walk in a room with. And I think to me, you know, leadership is really about the ability of inspiring people to walk along beside you. And I hope these kids understand that that's really what it's gonna take them a long ways, is to inspire people that they're the kind of people that they want to be around. And I think for these kids to never give up, to keep trying to achieve whatever dream it is they have, and that myself and people like me, athletes, people in the community, we're always making sure these kids believe in themselves and creating programs, creating opportunities, and inspiring them to keep chasing their dreams.
You know, when you talk about leadership, I think about Sean McVay, the coach of the Rams. You know, he's 36, you're 40. Was that hard for you at the beginning to sort of take orders from somebody who's younger than you?
You know, it wasn't just because of what a special human he is. I mean, you want to talk about one of the guys who's a leader, who's one of one. He's a really special man and has been a big part of my life the last 5 years. We've got a great relationship and are obviously really close friends, and I couldn't appreciate him or love him more. And I think the job he's done has been just unbelievable for really not only just the success we've had on the field, but the culture we've created, the business, from the business side of it to the football side to off the football field. It's a really special building. It's the first thing people say that come to work with us is that this is one of the rarest places they've gotten a chance to work. And it's been a lot of fun, and I couldn't be more proud for him and the success he's had because he's deserved it.
You know, clearly I'm a Rams fan. I'm even wearing my colors today. We all want you back. You've said you've made a decision about your retirement in the coming weeks. How much is the possibility of spending more time with your family factoring into the equation in your mind? A lot of people say that. With you, we actually know how much you actually really do enjoy spending time with your family. How much is that a factor?
It's a huge factor. I mean, the opportunity to be there for my kids' events, whether it's sports or arts or music, whatever it is they love to do. You know, when you play professional sports, and especially something as demanding as the NFL, just with everything that goes into taking care of your body and the mental preparation, there's a lot of things you miss and a lot of opportunities you're not able to be there for things that they get to do. For instance, my son played football this year for the first time, and I didn't actually get to see any of his games other than their first scrimmage, just because of really our schedule. So there's a lot of things where your family, you know, has to make it more about you than really them. And so that opportunity that maybe it's time to make sure that I understand that life sometimes needs to be about them as well. You know, that's definitely something that'll go into the decision. I want to make sure they're all in support and they all want this as much as I do. And if not, that's a huge part of whether or not you keep playing.
Well, I know you won the Man of the Year, but I think your wife should be the Woman of the Year, and she has done such incredible work for the foundation and for charities as well. So big shout out to Melissa as well. Before we let you go, we play a game on this show called Personal Issues. This is where we do 30 seconds, rapid fire about your favorites, first thing that comes to mind. All right, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay, here we go. So what is your favorite TV show to binge right now?
Ooh, favorite TV show to binge. I mean, definitely going to be Yellowstone or 1883.
Favorite band or musical artist?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I'm going to go a little old school on you, and I'm going to probably go with either, you know, some old school 90s hip hop, probably in that genre. So, you know, you're going to go Dr. Dre, maybe some Jay-Z, some Biggie.
Okay. Favorite athlete other than you?
Oh, my favorite athlete. You know, a guy that's actually been there for me in a supportive way, and a guy I looked up to as a kid, who actually just had a big opportunity come his way recently, is Troy Aikman. He's somebody that's kept in touch with me, and I idolized as a kid so much. I loved the Dallas Cowboys growing up, so he's definitely got to be the guy. And
last question, and maybe it is Troy Aikman or maybe it's somebody else. You're so many people's role model. Who's your role model?
You know, I think for me, it's one of the things that when I get a chance to go speak at schools and talk to kids growing up or even college athletes that are looking for that, I think really to me, it's not so much about role models, it's about characteristics. So I look across all sports, all genres of music, arts, everything you can think of, even in business. And I think there's characteristics of people you endear yourself to. And I think everybody's flawed, and I'm right there with them. We all have our flaws, but everybody has great special characteristics that makes them who they are. So to me, when it really comes to role models, I think of just people who are leaders in their entity or whatever it is that they do. And I try to say, what are things about them that make them special? And I find those things. So when I look across sports, I mean, whether it's LeBron James or Kobe Bryant, or back in the day in baseball, whether it be a Barry Bonds or an Alec Rodriguez, or, you know, in really all the different sports you can think of, Wayne Gretzky in hockey. I mean, all the different special athletes that really I can think of. I look at what made them special, what set them apart. And I think to me, it's like looking at those characteristics more than just the person.
Well, Andrew Whitworth, you are such an inspiration. If you do retire, there could not be a more storybook ending. But if you do come back, we'd love to root for you next year. We like to play music on this show, so we're going to go out with I Love L.A., which, as you know, always plays whenever L.A. wins a championship. And we love that it is playing once again in our city. Thank you so much, Andrew Whitworth, for everything.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you having me on. And, man, what a special time for Los Angeles.
Go Rams, baby. We'll be right back.